Well, I'm back again. One of the reasons wanted to talk about several things that have happened in the last few days. Haven't been podcasting, been very busy, but haven't been able to get the guys together to do a real detailed sports podcast. I'll cover that in my next one. Just kind of talk about a few things. Number one is Obama's healthcare reform passed and signed. Everyone knows that. Next step is to get it signed, which they did, and get it out on the road. There's a lot of questions to that, and I know a lot of people are very skeptical of this healthcare plan. A lot of business owners are as well, but I don't think you can change that because a lot of people are now going to benefit from this plan where, you know, having insurance is right. One of my favorite things about this plan is the pre-existing conditions no longer being in effect to deny coverage. That's huge. I mean, you, I don't know how they're going to work that out, but it's a big blow to insurance companies because working in the benefit side, it's always been difficult for me to talk to insurance companies and my representatives to get claims paid. But what I like about this is that it's going to be very favorable to them. One of my favorite things right now, I mean, to deal with this healthcare plan is how it's going to work. I mean, they haven't hammered all the details. To be honest with you, I mean, when I discuss this, it's hard for me to be on board with healthcare, with the plan because of the taxes and the situation. But it requires everyone. But also at the same time, the economy, the future, everyone's perspective. It's a plan that's there to help the American people. Yeah, they talk about bipartisans and it'll shove down our throats, things like that. And there's some bad things about that, but the positive things on it are some elements of the plan that were there. Now, at first, I wasn't too sure about what a government assigned healthcare is going to be and who's going to get it, but they're going to have to work that out, and they're going to have to work it out with all people to find a way. I mean, looking at when Clinton passed the Medicare bill back in 1993, 1994, a lot of people were skeptical too, but now people rely on that for senior citizens. I hope they don't cut into that. Um, in other news, um, you know, actually, before I get into that, one of the final things about healthcare is that we'll see. We'll see what happens. Can't really fault Obama for not pushing too hard. At least he has tried his best. Although Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid are the two incumbents that really push this through. But when you look at this, you got to wait and see what will happen. Is America going to get ruined? I don't know. Um, I have no idea. I mean, and what's going to happen in the future? Who knows? But it's what's going to matter right now, moving forward, is how are they going to do this? There are more than 23 or 32 million people that are uninsured. I think that number is way bigger. And also at the same time, is it going to lower premium cost? I mean, as an employee, I pay a lot of premiums in my insurance. I pay $600 a month, and some people pay more. Some people pay less. It all depends. But the thing is that this plan's out there to help the American people. Now, on another topic, going to immigration reform, there, I think there's a lot of cause of concern of how this plan is going to work for illegal aliens, which Obama has said it's not going to be available to them. But it is not the hospital's job to find out if this person is legal or not. They're there to with the duty to take care of everyone. So, I mean, obviously those details are going to have to be hammered out. They're going to have to work on immigration reform. They're going to have to look at what's best for the company, what's best for the people, and we'll see. We'll wait and see on that. Look, a lot of skeptics, a lot of things going on, but I mean, whether Democrats will lose their seats in this November remains to be seen. Because remember, change is for what it is, and not everyone's scared of change. And they got to remember, hey, we're sold on change. We want change to happen, but change doesn't happen easy, and a lot of people fail to change, and they have a hard time with it. Now, I'm a Republican. I'm very conservative, and in a sense, I can be a little liberal at times. But I mean, I've been very conservative. But these are things that we have to look at. I mean, I know my taxes are going to go up. I know a lot of people's taxes are going to go up to pay for this health care, and a lot of people that pay for this health care aren't going to use it. So they're going to say, what type of credits do I get? I mean, all these things that have occurred. I don't know what's going to happen. That's why they have a few years to get this hammered out. $984 billion. That's $98 billion a year, or more, depending on if they're going to have up and down years. But I mean, these are the type of things that are needed to see what happens next. It may not work. It may or may not work. Who knows? Going back to immigration reform, look, I hear this term all the time. Well, they do the jobs that other people won't do. It's like, okay, that card has been played over and over. Either you're here legally or you're not. If you're here illegally, don't try to do jobs that are for American people. Okay, and really, this is a dead issue. I mean, my stance is yes. I do understand there are a lot of people that I walk around every day may not be legal. Okay, and they may even question me, but I could care less. The thing is that whether with immigration, I mean, these are opportunities that they would have, and right now with the economy, they have no choice. They're going to work. They're going to make money. They're going to find a way. Okay, now they're going to find a way to benefit from government programs, and it's time for the government to step in, maybe ICE to step in, and really start cracking down on these scenarios and situations. Just like at the incident with Greeley and taxes, and how many illegal aliens were getting tax refunds and returns because they said they're not getting them, but they are, and quite a few are getting them, even though it's somewhere unconstitutional. But got to remember this: you're going to eventually get caught, and companies are going to go out of business when they take that risk, whether they know or not, because they're negligent in that fact. Moving on to other issues. I mean, for Colorado moving forward, I mean, Ritter is not running for a second term because he simply couldn't balance a budget. Let's face it, he had the wrong people in wrong places, and it really costed him, and it's really disappointing. But I definitely sense a Republican taking over governor's office this term. We'll see. I'm not sure who it will be, but I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Whoever it is has got a very daunting challenge ahead of them, and we'll see what happens with that. Going to cover sports in another topic, and wrestling and UFC if I can. But a lot of debates, a lot of Americans involved in healthcare and immigration reform, because those are the things that they care about. But right now, the focus really needs to be on healthcare, how they're going to execute that, and where they're going to go from there. So, other than that, we'll see what happens. But remember, people don't adapt to change very well, and sometimes it takes a while. So, I mean, the key thing is patience and understanding and going through change. It's just not easy. I mean, America's not ready for this yet, and it's going to take some time before there's buy-in. Wait for the program to be rolled out. It's not going to be perfect. No program is perfect. If it was perfect, we wouldn't be here in the first place. So, anyway, out.